I want to give a couple examples here of some hands I played tonight where I just sit here and scratch my head and 1-2. I don't think I did anything wrong, but if anyone has a different opinion, I'd like to hear it. Basically, I'm in mid position with Jack Nine of Clubs, kind of a light open, but I open to 15 and I get multiple callers. The pot is about $60. Black comes Ace Deuce 6, and with four other people, I think it was four total in the pot, three others, gets checked to me. I'd end up checking, and it gets checked through. I think with that many people, it's probably not a good idea to go just repping the ace. The turn is the Queen of Clubs giving me a flush draw. Now, the pot now is like $80, and the guy first to act bets really small. He bets only $20 into 80. And I read that as weakness because it's just like a lot of bet sizing tells are obvious in these small level stakes games. So I ended up raising to 95 and thinking it would get him to fold. I've seen him do it before, and when he bets weak, he is weak. So I raised with a flush draw. I thought it was a good semi bluff. The other guy in the hand, he calls, but again, he was out of position. He checked twice, so excuse me, I misspoke there. So it went check through on the flop, and on the turn it went check, and the guy bet 20, and then I made it 90, and the guy turned around and he called the 90. He check called the 90. So what could he have besides some type of draw where he turns around and could he have an ace? Would you really check an ace twice on this board? I don't see someone doing that. It doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to me. So I'm thinking he can have a draw. He could have a flush draw along with me, maybe a queen. I just don't think he's that strong. Actually, the more I think about this, it was actually the 10 of clubs, but it doesn't change anything. And the river comes, and of course the guy who was bet only 20, he snap folded, which I expected him to do. The river comes, another ace, and he turns around and he bets $100 into me. And I'm thinking here, I'm like, who checks an ace twice on this board? Wouldn't you want to bet to get some value? Well, I thought about it. I thought this was really a good spot to just raise all in because I don't know if he can call, because he can't have, if he has an ace, he's got a weak ace. He can't have anything real big. I mean, if he has a set or something like that, or a two pair, he's not checking the turn. He's not checking the flop and the turn twice. He's just not doing that. So it doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense. So I feel like, boy, I should just jam here. I don't think he can call. I don't think he has an ace. Well, I ended up folding and he had an ace. I don't know what his other card was, and he said, well, yeah, I just, I didn't really like my kicker, and then I had trips, so then I had to bet it. It's just like, this is example number one. I mean, what are you supposed to do? How do you play these games? I could have saved myself a couple $100 here, but it's like, this is just example number one. I just want to go through two quick examples. I want people's opinion on this. I don't know what to do. I thought it was making no sense. Now, I don't know if I should have jammed on the river. He probably is calling with trip aces. You don't want to bluff someone off trip aces. How on earth could he have an ace, though? When he let into me, I thought, well, he could have a 10. And if I raise, he can't call. I don't know. He said he had an ace, and he swore up and down later on he had an ace, too. So I kind of tend to believe him, but he didn't show. But just a shitty spot. Like I said, are you getting these shitty spots in these weak games? And I'm going to show you the next hand that I dealt with tonight, which made me scratch my head a lot. We'll turn on and we'll go down to two players here. It got limped, two limpers, and I'm on the button with ace of spades, six of spades. So the guy, the old guy who was in the cutoff, he limp called. So it's just heads up. So heads up. The flop is King of spades. 8 of clubs. No, not 8 of clubs, sorry, my bad. 8 of diamonds. 4 diamonds. Okay? So, he just limp called. You figure he's not very strong. I don't know what he has. But I see bet. I see bet pretty small. Not too small, around half pot or so. A little less than that. And he calls. Turn is the 5 of spades. So it gives me a backdoor flush draw and a gutter. I'm loving this card, right? So now he leads into me, but he leads only 60 into a pot of about 150. Maybe once the pot was about like 150. So obviously I'm going to call it here. He leads. It was less than half pot. So I don't know if he just doesn't understand the sizing or anything like that. But anyway, he leads, I call. The river is a diamond, 9 of diamonds. So now the front door flush comes in. He doesn't like it. He checks to me, and I bet 3/4 pot on a river, and he snap calls me. Literally snap calls me. And he has a set of 8s. He had a set of 8s. So he check called, led less than half the pot on the turn, and then check snap called on the river. Now, I really like my bluff because it makes sense. Like, I bet a diamond draw. I called on the turn with a diamond draw. And then the river comes to diamonds, and I bet big on the river. The guy snap called me. What could I have there? He's like, diamonds are good. That's the thing. He snap calls me and says, if you got diamonds, you're good. But he snap called me. And it's like, how am I supposed to win against these fucking people that check top pair the whole way, and he limp called pre-flop with a shitty ace, and then a hand like this. This is a beautiful bluff. I love this bluff. It makes perfect sense. A set of 8s is never good here, unless I'm never betting a king, right? So it's either diamond or nothing. I mean, it's a perfect bluff card. And because I picked up nut flush on the turn, so I'm going to call. And the guy just snap called me with a set of 8s. And I just don't understand, like... And this is the same guy that, by the way, he bet 20. And then he folded when I raised to him. So, I mean, he bet bigger on the turn. So that should tell me he has something. So apparently I have to remember if he has something, not to bluff him. If he bets real small, I can bluff him. But if he bets like, a little less than half pot or a little bit bigger size, I guess, because he probably doesn't even know what the pot size is. He's probably just thinking 60 is a good size bet, not realizing that that's actually, probably about a third of the pot size bet if I think about it. It was less than half. So I was definitely getting a good price there on the turn. He just snap called me with a set of 8s. So curious what people's opinions are. These are 2 big hands where I lost most of my money when I was finally up. And of course I fucking lost again because that's what I do. I just lose in fucking poker every damn night. It's beyond frustrating. But these 2 hands are like, the kind of hands where you just scratch your head going, they say, oh, don't bitch because, if you're playing low stakes, you should never bitch if you're playing low stakes players because you want to play bad players. Well, okay, so if you're playing bad players, just don't bluff then, apparently, because these are both good bluffs in my opinion. And they didn't work. So apparently just don't bluff at all in these games against these people because, nobody folds. Obvious flush goes in. It doesn't fold, Just nobody folds. It's tilting. I am one of the people that believe in playing a little bit higher stakes because this kind of shit, how are you supposed to win when nobody folds? You just got to wait till you have the nuts, I guess. How boring is that? I mean, how are you supposed to win when you have to wait till you have it every time. I don't know if you can. So it's just a couple examples of shitty 1-2 poker that, people say, yeah, you play against the higher ones, but I don't know. Leave your comments below.